Right, so take two. Let's see what I can get around here now. So, spotted that rock and 4 or 5 little sort of posts that are sticking up out the ground there, which might make a nice, interesting little bit of foreground into the shot. So let's see what I can get set up. I'll be shooting wide again, shooting with the 18 to 120, so it'll be 18mm. Try and get as much of the scene in as possible. I want to try and get these little posts down there on almost on a third, which might put the pier up on a, might cut it in half, but I can have a look at that. I can get it all framed up once the camera's on. Problem with these pebbles, then never quite sure how secure they are. They shift. Right, down at 18mm. I don't want to be any closer than that. Watch that here, there's a cloud. I want them posts. There, come up a little bit. I want a bit of the shore. Not a huge amount. Get them posts in. Okay. Right, let's get the tent spot on. I always focus in live view. Devil of a time seeing this, seeing the back of your screen in the sunshine. Okay, I'm going to take it about there. Just make sure that I've got that focus on. I'll wait for. And then we're definitely going for a coffee. So I'd actually really excited to get home and see what I'd got. I thought I'd done everything right. I'd made sure I had a checklist. I ticked off vibration reduction. I didn't want any kind of shakes from there. I'd put it into completely manual mode so I could control the exposure myself. Did all my focusing using the live view screen, composition 2. Got everything right before I put the 10 stop on, worked out my exposure, so I thought I'd done everything absolutely spot on. Got back home, had a look at the pictures and realised I hadn't covered my viewfinder. No excuse, I've got a Nikon D800, it's got a little lever on the back that puts some blinds over the viewfinder to stop this happening. So I'm a little bit annoyed with myself, but we'll have a little look and see what we can do. So you've got a big old purple splash there, a bit of ghosting across these posts down there. That one's not too bad, a bit underexposed, a little bit of purple up here. We can maybe have a look at that one. That one's just awful. I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything with that one. That's not too bad. I'll maybe have a little play with this. You see, there are... I like that one. Yeah, again, it's light leaks across the actual pier. They've got your purple up there, overexposed, purple in over there, way too ghosty over there. It's a shame I've got them posts nice on that one. And then I just took a couple just to see what we're doing. So let's have a little look to see. Let's have a look at this one to start with. Let's see if we can do anything with it. Okay, so there's a couple of things I always do first. First thing, I need to get my crop right. I have the little padlock locked in, so I'm going to keep the aspect ratio. Now, because everything is moving through the frame right to left, I want to try and keep that that aspect. So I'm going to put it into a 16:9 aspect ratio. Just bring it in a little bit, see what I think. Drop that down. Let's get Pier Amusements just on a third there. Yeah, just there. I like that. Okay, now this is where I'm going to get controversial. Very first thing I always do when I put a brand new picture into Lightroom is I click the auto button. I just want to see what Lightroom thinks. Okay, not too bad. I'll just bring the exposure down just a little bit. Give it a bit of contrast. Highlights are a little bright for me there. I'll just knock them down just a little bit. Now, we've got this purple across the top and we've got a little bit across there as well. So there's a couple of things I can do. The easy thing is to say, well, you know, I always wanted to take it in black and white. That was the whole idea, but of course I didn't. I want a nice bright colour picture to go with the other colour pictures I'm going to hopefully be taking for this little project. So I am going to come down into the colour mixer. There's only one colour that's causing us problems here, which is this kind of purple magenta. So by bringing the purples down a little bit, hopefully I can knock them out of the frame. I'll just knock the magenta down a little bit too, just like that. Problem goes away. Now I'm being counterintuitive by knocking the luminance up a little bit, but I'm going to knock the saturation down, so hopefully that's got rid of that purpling. Obviously there was only a little bit on this one, so not so much of an issue. Right, next thing, we've got to work on that sky a little bit because it's a bit uniform with the sea. So I'm going to put a linear gradient onto the sky. Keep your finger on the shift button, keeps it nice and straight. Just a little bit of darkness at the top, just to give it a gradient, you know, moving up. Bit of contrast to bring some of these clouds up here out. And we'll move the blacks down a little bit. Now it's bluer over here than it is over there because I had a circular polarizer on, not easy to say. If I was to go back and shoot these again, which I think I probably will, I'll probably take that polarizer off because there's no real reason. Sun wasn't in the optimal position for that. I was just trying to take some of the glare off the sea, which shooting at long exposure you shouldn't really get much of that anyway. So there you go. I'm kind of happy with that. Yeah, made the best of a bad job. Bit of movement in the flags, which I'm happy with. You know, fine with that movement. We've got some people just enjoying the midday sun, not a lot of movement in them. Yeah, let's have a look at one of the ones that's slightly worse. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, that's much worse. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do anything with this down here. So exactly the same thing. Let's get the crop first. Again, I'll be using a 16:9, bringing it in from the left and up from the bottom there. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Seems okay. Second controversial. Yeah, that's brought it up too much. I'll just bring the exposure down just a little bit and the contrast up a little bit. Now let's see if we can get rid of some of this nonsense. Back into the colour mixer, exactly the same thing. We're going to be messing with the purple. Let's sort the sky out, which is good. Let's try the magenta. See, it's all this under the pier that I need to don't think I'm going to be able to do very much with that, unfortunately. I could do a mask and paint over there, but it's going to look odd compared to the rest of. Yeah, no, I don't like it as much as the first one. I mean, I think first one, I really like these darker posts down at the bottom now. It's the only problem. If we look at the two together, you see this posts up here are a bit brighter. Some people might like that. I actually prefer the slightly darker posts on that one there. Let's just have a look at that. Too much going on with the posts. I don't think we're going to be able to do anything with this one, but let's have a look. Exactly the same process. 16 by 9. Bring it in. I'm going to give it a little bit there. Yeah, now the problem I'm going to have with this is that there's just far too much of these lighter colours there have picked up the magenta, so I'm not going to bother too much with that one. But I mean, all things considered, that's not a bad save. I don't think. I'm reasonably happy with that. I might just work on the crop a little bit, see if I can get the crop. But yeah, best of a bad situation. I think we've saved that pretty well. So, as always, thanks for watching, and never leave the house without a collar.